Welcome.
Welcome to Double Coverage.
Your weekly podcast for sports all year round.
From the college football playoff starting in January to the winter meetings in baseball in December, we've got you covered.
Starting in
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Double Coverage. My name is Austin Hartsfield,
I'm Matthew Hoffman.
and this is the mock draft special. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to walk you through 10 picks at a time, the last segment including 12 picks, just so that we can spread it out amongst episodes, but we're going to give our mock draft opinions. Anything to say?
It's a mock, so,
Pending.
It's pending. Yeah.
It's going to change, basically, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and I have a few of them, but I think I'm going to go with the one that
You feel strongly about?
more the one I think would benefit all teams and what I'd like to see more than how exactly I think it's going to go. There's a few in my exactly how I think it's going to go that I'm a few iffy with some picks. I have some people in there that I don't think actually are first-round material, but I think would go. So I'm going to go with more of the people that I think are first-round material and maybe in some weird spots. But I'm going to go with that one.
All right, well, I'm going to go how I think it's going to go in the first place. So, speaking of change, Cleveland Browns need change.
They do.
And unfortunately, they're not going to get changed with Sam Darnold. Because that's who I think they're picking.
Yeah, number one?
Yeah.
My number one, I have Cleveland going with change with Saquon Barkley.
It makes sense. That would better their franchise.
I think there's too much hype around him right now, and I think they're just gonna give into it because that's what they do,
I don't like giving them too much credit because Ryan Grigson's still on that staff. So he's not exactly the smartest man in the world. Definitely not even close to being the smartest man in the world, actually. So Cleveland Browns, Sam Darnold, and you have Saquon Barkley?
I do.
All right. Number 2, New York Giants. Is it time for a quarterback?
I think it is, but they've already come out and basically said it's not. They're riding with Eli, so I have a guard from Notre Dame, Quentin Nelson, going out, number 2.
All right, I got Barkley going there. I just think it gives Eli an extra weapon, and especially the reason that Eli was so bad last year, Eli had no weapons for the last 12 games of the season. Because remember the 1 week Marshall, Shepard. I mean, who was the other one?
It was the
Victor
quick,
Cruz.
Yeah. Then there was that younger. He's the second year, the quick guy. That was his breakout game. He had 6 catches or so, and then he got
just cashed.
Yeah.
Of course, Odell Beckham being out, that offense basically had no chance.
No.
Especially with McAdoo at the helm. But this team should benefit from having Saquon Barkley back there.
Yeah, I definitely think they need a running back. I think there's quite a few talented running backs this year in the draft, and there's going to be a few in free agency that they can look at. There's honestly some good running backs that are just going to get cut by teams this year too. So I mean, I think that they need to protect Eli and give him the time to get it to the weapons that he already has. So that's where I'm going with guard.
All right, let's move on. Number 3. My team, Indianapolis Colts. I have them selecting the guy that everybody's comparing to, Mario Williams. Which one of us lived through Mario Williams on his team.
Yee.
And he wasn't all that.
No.
But Bradley Chubb from NC State broke a lot of the records that Mario Williams did. He's being compared to Mario a lot, just like Saquon's being compared to Reggie Bush a lot, ironically in the same draft. So does that make Lamar Jackson Vince Young? Maybe. Maybe not. But don't love Bradley Chubb. I would rather have, obviously, a Barkley if he was still there, or I would honestly rather have Minka Fitzpatrick. As uneducated as that sounds, I believe the secondary needs to be better in a passing league like this.
So I also have Bradley Chubb just because I think
it's a lot.
Yeah, they're set on that.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. Saquon to y'all would be awesome. I'd like to see that. Just even though he might run all over me, it'd be nice to see it in my own division. Get to see him twice a year. Also, Minka Fitzpatrick again, right there. I agree with you. I think that y'all need that, and he's gonna be available. He's not going He's not going 1 or 2.
Just imagine Hooker, Fitzpatrick, Quincy Wilson, and Nate Hairston. That's a decent secondary that can put up a fight in this league.
Which, I mean, look at the
Geathers.
quarterbacks in the division now.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. You're going to have to be able to stop the pass. Obviously, adding a pass rusher would be nice and would be big, but mean, let's
Well,
be real here.
And the more I say about that right there, when you just made the pass rushing comment with the quarterbacks that we have, the offensive lines on our teams besides Tennessee has a decent offensive line.
They're all
Jacksonville's okay, not that great.
Cam Robinson at left tackle was great this year up until he got hurt.
Yeah, and I think he was a little overhyped, honestly. The Texans' offensive line, unless they fix it, garbage. Y'all's offensive line, honestly, not that good.
Nope.
Which, I mean, y'all aren't playing yourselves, so I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, how about Cleveland's second pick at number 4?
It's Minka. It's the defensive player that is still there
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
yeah. So so I had Saquon first in both of my mocks. Okay.
Right.
Now here's a little thing. In my realistic, what I think is honestly going to happen, I had Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to go Sam Darnold, Saquon, and then with all their other picks, they're going to add defense because they have weapons on offense and they have a good defense. But if they can make a super defense with those other picks, I think so. In this one, however, I have them changing it all. Saquon, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I don't think it would happen, but I think Baker. I mean, how many people say I want to go to Cleveland? You know, not many.
He's also one of the only people in this NCAA to run from the cops. So
Truth.
Let's not
But
give him that much credit.
I think they'll be scared of him because they already did the Johnny Manziel thing.
Right.
But again, like I said on a previous podcast, this is something that he's the only, to me, superstar quarterback potential. And so I think they need to go with him, ride it, see what it goes with.
Obviously, my jersey says otherwise.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so number 5, we're going on to Denver, and that's where I have Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
I have Josh Rosen at 5. I just think Denver's just that stupid.
See, I'm going with your jersey. I have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
On both of my mocks, I have Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is much better than Josh Rosen. He's got better pocket presence than Josh Rosen. The only thing that he lacks that Josh Rosen has is the accuracy.
Did you see the combine though?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, he's just Josh
Cannon.
Allen throwing
Cannon.
darts from just 90 yards out. It was ridiculous. I have, like I said, Josh Rosen. You have Josh Allen, so we can honestly go past Denver because they're going to be bad. So.
Yeah.
New York Jets, speaking of bad, we go from honestly bad to worse.
Yeah.
This is where I have Josh Allen.
This is where I have Minka Fitzpatrick, and he is going to waste his career up there.
With Jamal Adams.
Yeah. Think about that. Jamal Adams, Minka Fitzpatrick.
And what's his first name? May. The kid from Florida last year that was a safety. He's the strong safety.
Oh
up
yeah,
there.
the guy who like really showed out.
Yeah.
I don't. But I mean, they're gonna have. I mean, they won some decent games with McCown.
Trash.
Well, yeah, and with McCown this year, I mean, if they had any type of offensive play, that defense kept them in a bunch of games, kept them in Patriot games. Like I mean, honestly, which they always play tough in that division. I mean, Miami spanked the Patriots that one game, but you know, I don't know. I mean, that's gonna. Take that secondary and put it on a decently offensive team, and I don't know. I mean, again, I think people are going to go up there and waste their careers, but
That's what they do with the Jets.
yep.
All right, so I guess we can blow past the Jets because, I mean, that wasn't even a big conversation.
No.
Let's go to Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
This is where I have Quentin Nelson going. I think that you need to protect Jameis Winston at all costs, even if he's a moron and eating dubs before games.
I think Jameis Winston is his own misprotection. Like I think
He's half of the problem.
Yeah. So you have Quentin Nelson. I have him going too. You know.
Right.
I have. So this is where I was a little confused. I wasn't sure because number 8's Chicago.
Right.
And I was confused here, and I was like, you know, one of these teams both need the same thing. They need a linebacker, they need an offensive tackle. Both of them do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Tampa Bay is going to rely on Jameis Winston to be smarter and protect himself more. So I have Roquan Smith, the Georgia linebacker, who's a caged monster.
Yeah.
I think he's built for the NFL. Again, I had him either him here or Connor Williams from Texas.
Yeah.
And then I pivoted and have Connor Williams in 8, so I'm kind of doing a 2-for-1 right here. But I switched them back and forth. I think in my other mock draft I actually have them switched.
Right.
But this is one that I think, after I thought about quarterback situation, I think that what's his name in Chicago? The quarterback that was just drafted last year.
Mitch
I'm drawing a
Trubisky.
blank. Mitch Trubisky.
Mitchell, sorry.
Mitchell.
He's a man now.
Yeah, I think he's going to need more protection than Jameis Winston. That's what differentiated for me. I think they're both talents that are, top 10 material, and they belong in the top 10, and that's where I have them. How about?
I mean, I have Quentin Nelson there, so it just goes. But if we're moving on to Chicago, I think you need to spice up that defense a little bit. You're keeping Fuller this year, which is a big thing.
Yeah, which I was upset about because I thought Kyle Fuller was going to be a potential for me.
That gives you a corner. But how about you draft my favorite corner in the entire draft in Josh Jackson? He's got the best ball skills of anybody in this draft. And the only, besides probably Minka Fitzpatrick, he's like it's Minka's way up here, then Josh Jackson is like right here.
I have a surprise for you with Josh Jackson later on in the draft.
All right, so I have Denzel Ward just a little few spots below him. I just think Josh Jackson has better ball skills, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I have Denzel Ward coming up pretty close also. But so you have Josh Jackson for Chicago.
Yep.
How about your number 9 pick?
Number 9,
With San
I have
Francisco.
Roquan Smith. Just they need to add an inside linebacker. That defense is getting stronger by the year. And, that defense is getting scary with DeForest Buckner, Solomon Thomas, people like that. They just keep beefing up and beefing up.
So you have the best inside linebacker in the draft. Yep. I have the best outside linebacker
Tremaine
in the
Edmonds.
draft. No. I think Tremaine Edmonds is going to drop due to his combine performance.
Right.
Not far, but a little bit. Small college, Boston College, Harold Landry. I watched his combine. He looks like a monster. He's come out and said, I just want to play. Don't care where I go. I'd like to play. He wants to play on the West Coast, and he's tired of the cold, he said, over on the East Coast. So I think he fits in with San Francisco. I think that the new coach in San Francisco is going to like him, and I think they're going to kill it over there.
All right, then we can move on. From what it sounds like.
Watch out for San Francisco this year, honestly.
Seriously.
That defense, and now with Jimmy G,
they even won the goddamn coin toss, so they're still undefeated with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Number 10, this is where I have Tremaine Edmonds. This is a kid that I think, obviously he's going to struggle from his combine performance. Nobody screams Raiders to me like Tremaine Edmonds. It's just sounds like a guy that would play for the Raiders, and he looks like a guy that would play for the Raiders.
So again, I agree. He's right there. He should be right around there. Like I said, with my Tremaine Edmonds, I have him falling just a little bit, not too much. We'll get there in a second. But I have Denzel Ward, the cornerback from Ohio State. They need some help back there on that back end, dude. They're getting burned, and Denzel Ward's fast.
Yes, he is.
Ball skills not all there. High IQ though. And just quick, and like I said, they were getting burned this year. And if you look at the receivers in that division, they're gonna have to keep up with some fast people. Look right over at I'm thinking, what's in San Francisco?
Yeah, you got people like nobody from
Not San
Seattle because
Francisco, yeah.
Seattle's trash.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just gonna be
This is why we have an edit button.
yeah.
I gotta edit this shit out.
I was thinking they were playing San Francisco because I keep thinking Marquise Goodwin.
Marcus Goodwin's so fucking fast.
And that's what I was thinking because they're right there. Anyways, how about number 11?
Hold on. Let's go ahead and wait to do this to the next podcast. But this was our top 10, and we can always we'll continue on the next episode.